Welcome everyone to HueFin, also known as HueFin News. Today is September the 22nd, 2020. We're going to talk about Bitcoin and see whether or not if this cryptocurrency is still a long-term sell. You guys watched the market news yesterday. You may have seen many of the cryptocurrency space down double digits. Bitcoin was not the exception. It also participated in a widespread movement to the downside. So we need to talk about whether or not the weakness is still dominating this particular market in Bitcoin. Now, before we talk about that, if this is your first time watching our video, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, because it's our purpose to continually give you all a heads up as to where the market is going to go before it actually gets there. So you get a heads up, so you get prepared for the next market move based off what the trap has in store. And it's that simple. So make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, and then join us on all of our other social media platforms. The links are in the description of the video. So the last time we did our video on Bitcoin was on September the 7th, 2020. You guys can see our expectations, and generally for the most part, Bitcoin has not followed the market of our expectations. It has not followed our forecast. The trap instead decided to hold the value of Bitcoin at $10,000, something that we spoke about on that video on September the 7th. Now, what occurred yesterday needs to be placed into the picture now, because the market in Bitcoin has held $10,000 following our video from September the 7th, and then we saw some movement to the upside, right? Only just to see the market in Bitcoin come right back down. So instead of us initially having our restriction level at $10,600, we should extend it all the way up there towards $11,000, because that is where the market broke, right there around $11,000. All of that work it took for the market to climb to $11,200 has been simply erased in one day. We need to comprehend what does that really mean, because it takes a lot of exertion to push a market higher rather than rolling it downhill. So all of that work it took Bitcoin, or the trap, to try to increase the volume or the value of Bitcoin is simply gone in one day. So we need to address what occurred into the market yesterday, because the volume, look down here at the bottom of the chart, is higher than what we've been accustomed to when the market was going higher. So there were definitely some selling going on in the market in Bitcoin. There's no doubts about it. People were dumping their Bitcoin into the market. But you know what? When you look at the market in Bitcoin on a weekly perspective, the market is still showing us weakness. The only saving grace that can prop up Bitcoin is still that $10,000 level. But the weakness has not been depleted. It is still here, especially in the long-term view of Bitcoin. So we need to be cautious as to whether or not Bitcoin is actually being seen as a cryptocurrency that's given us strength. Because when you look at it on a weekly time frame, even though we still have 5 days and 14 hours left, Bitcoin is still exhibiting weakness, and we got to acknowledge for what it is. But that $10,000 area, just like I told you on September the 7th, can still prop up Bitcoin. Bitcoin breaks $10,000, we're going to see a dramatic movement to the downside. Looking at Bitcoin on a monthly perspective, again, 8 more days before the month of September is over, and we're still seeing weakness into the market in Bitcoin. I cannot emphasize enough to you how important that psychological number is in $10,000, because that's where the buyers are coming into the market. The ones who are trying to prop up the value of Bitcoin, they're stepping in around $10,000. If they lose hold of that $10,000 from a monthly perspective, we're going to come down to around 93 to 9,000 initially for support. Just trying to lay out the framework of what Bitcoin is exhibiting right now from the trap. because he's trying to trap us. He's trying to take the money from us, and we're trying to take it right back from him. This is how the market operates. So again, initially our forecasts in Bitcoin did not go according to plan. But based off what occurred into the market in Bitcoin, we're going to continue to ride out the market weakness. There's no need for us to come in and adjust it, because what occurred yesterday in the market in Bitcoin confirms that Bitcoin is still weak. And seeing how the market in Bitcoin broke our restriction level right here at $10,600 on the 14th, we came right back down and broke it once again yesterday. So that $10,600 level is still restriction. And seeing how the market could not hold that area as support is still another issue to confirm that weakness is still here in the market in Bitcoin. See, I'm dropping all of these points to you to show you that the trap is still weak in Bitcoin. He's still feeling like the value of Bitcoin is going to go lower. So we're not going to come in and adjust our forecast in Bitcoin. We're still going to keep it here. And we're still going to see that $10,000 level. We need to pay attention to what the market does at that price level, because if we see more volume and more strength coming to the market in Bitcoin at $10,000, then the market's going to hold. But for the time being, we're going to expect the market trap to continue to lower the value of Bitcoin, especially on a long-term basis. Weekly time frame, again, $9,300, $9,500 initially, all the way back down to $9,000. The long-term view from weekly to a monthly time frame is all exhibiting weakness. That doesn't mean that you won't get no spurts on a daily, even hourly time frame where the market in Bitcoin will go higher. But from a weekly to a monthly time frame, there's definitely more weakness here than strength. So we just wanted to come in and talk about why we're still showing long term that the market in Bitcoin is still giving us weakness. What occurred yesterday in this space still lets us know that the market overall in Bitcoin is weak. Okay. And going forward, focus needs to be around $10,000, because if we break that to the downside, which we're forecasting, then $9,500 to $9,000 where we're looking for the trap to try to come in and hold that support. So this is our updated price forecast in Bitcoin. This is what we're noticing from the price chart. What do you see? What is your prediction? What is your forecast? Are we going to continue to see movement higher in price? Will Bitcoin ultimately find support again at $10,000? Let us know. And tell us what you think the market in Bitcoin is going to be over the next couple of days to week. Leave us your TP price as well, because for us, we'll still skim off a little bit around $10,000 because we already established that that area is support. But then the next area is going to be 9,500, then 9,000 will be the next areas for TP for us. Now give us your TP area. And that's it. We continue to sit back, let the market perform, and we'll come back in and see how it did. Questions, comments, let us know. Make sure you maintain a profitability. And again, we'll talk on our next video.